Hello, hello. All right, let me see if I am in the live everywhere. Okay, it looks like I am in the live. Well, hello everybody. So, today we are starting our 5-day masterclass challenge, Get More Line Clients. Now, a little bit of a housekeeping before we get started, before we kick in. So, if you're watching me on, uh, I don't know, LinkedIn, on YouTube, on Facebook, the best the best way to get your questions answered, the best way to uh, uh, get your hot seat coaching is actually to go on Zoom because we also have streaming on Zoom. And I will be answering questions there. Like I'm just checking my phone as well so I can see your questions on LinkedIn. So, uh, yeah, if you're watching me on LinkedIn and you would like to have like hot seat coaching, you would like to answer your questions directly, the best way is to join us is to join us on Zoom. That would be absolutely the best spot. And also let me know if you can hear me well. Let me know if you can hear me well. If the sound coming okay, because I know in the last live streams, for some reason I had a little bit of an issue with audio. All right. So, and also as you are coming in, wherever you are connecting with me, like say hello and tell me about your business. Tell me about what you business and what you do with your business. It's also a wonderful networking opportunity for you to actually share about your business and share what you do. So, let me tell you what we're going to do for our next 5 days. So let me give you a little bit of a schedule, and we're gonna go ahead and get started. So today is a kickoff, and our challenge is in our masterclass is dedicated to getting for like first of all who this is for. This is for service-based entrepreneurs, and this is also for coaches, career coaches, life coaches, executive coaches, people in online education space, mentors, course creators, other service-based entrepreneurs who would like to market their services utilizing social media, utilizing organic marketing. So that's our masterclass is going to be focused on. And today is the first day, and today we're talking about um, the hook for your launch, right? So if you're not familiar what launch is, a launch is a targeted period of time when you are going forward and when you are talking about your offer. It's a promotional period. And what is important for any promotional period, right? Regardless what platform you're using, if you're using LinkedIn, if you're using Instagram, if you're using Facebook, it's important to create some sort of hook, right? Stop the scroll, get attention of your customers, get attention of your people. And another very important point is your origin story. A lot of like why origin story is so important. The origin story is important, y'all, because origin story creates that connection. And also, what I see with origin story is a lot of people are missing the mark with origin story, because the mission of origin story is to help your prospect, help your customer to see their transformation through your story. That's the point. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Tomorrow, we are going to talk about messaging magic and the challenger sales model. Um, I'm going to talk about challenger sales model a little bit today, but we're going to go beyond sales, right? Because the challenger model is, but yes, it is designed for sales. Yes, it is designed for salespeople and consultative sales. But beyond that, it can be incorporated in your messaging. It can be incorporated in your marketing as well. So on number three, we're talking about how to actually how to actually influence people and how to challenge the assumptions, because everybody has assumptions. I have assumptions. You have assumptions. Everybody has assumptions. So that's what we're going to talk about on Wednesday. On Thursday, we're going to talk about automation. We're going to talk about AI, and I talked about AI a little bit last week, but we're going to dive deeper when to use AI, when not to use AI, what we're seeing right now, what problems and challenges we're seeing right now specifically in entrepreneurial space when it comes to artificial intelligence. So, Ian, honestly, what to automate, how to automate your business, what automate into your business, what does it make to automate into your business and stuff like that. And on Friday, it's going to be our final training day. And on our final training day, we are going to talk about the framework for high ticket sales strategy, like what strategy is working, what is working right now, like how the buying behavior and whole 9 yards really. So that's what we're going to talk about in our masterclass challenge. So today, today is origin story, and this is what is this is what is important when it comes to origin story. When it comes to your origin story, people want to see their transformation through your story, their transformation through your story. Another very important factor, very important point in telling your story and really crafting your origin story is your why. Because people deeply connect with your why, people deeply connecting with your reasons why you are selling your services. Why are you serving? Because selling is serving, and every serving has a reason. Every serving has a mission. Every entrepreneur has a mission. And really, when you tell your story, when you go forward and you tell your story, you show your why behind what you're selling. And also, we all know about no like and trust factor, right? So, no like and trust factor is when you like when really people get to know you on a very deep level, right? And when you are sharing your origin story, and listen, when I say to share your origin story, you can share your origin story many times through different angles, right? And but like the most important part of your origin story, the most important part is sharing your transformation in a way that your customer, that your prospect can see their transformation through your transformation. So this is what we're going to start with. We're going to start with origin story. And I'm going to like, what a better way to show your origin story than actually tell you my origin story, tell you how I got here, who I am, where I'm from. So also, I don't think I ever shared the story before online. And listen, I'm a little bit nervous, right? So, but let's go ahead and get started. So, who am I? And what qualifies me to really sit in front of you and tell you about how to get more clients, how to run your business, how to implement the strategy that are working right now in the market. So let me tell you about myself and my origin story. So My name is Eugene Perez, and I am a business coach. I'm a career coach, and today I'm going to tell you how I started my business, what worked in my business, what didn't work in my business, and how I got there. So, how I got here. So, my first career, like when it comes to my career, right? Overall, like my very first job was a Russian sign language interpreter. So I was born and raised in Russia, in Moscow, and my first job was a sign language interpreter. Well, actually, I lied. My first job was it was my final year in high school, and I got my cell phone, my first cell phone, and my mom said, "Hey, I'm not paying your bill. You got to get a job because if you want to have a phone, you got to get a job. It's way too expensive. I'm not paying for that, so you got to pay for that." So I got a job, like to place those little ads on the at the bus stop. I don't know if in your neighborhood you have like a local store, maybe a corner store, and that corner store has a board when like members of the community, people who shop there, they will post their requests or maybe little ads about their services. So I was doing something like that. I was placing those little ads on the bus stops. And I was fired literally like probably 2 weeks after, and I was told that my ads, what I'm placing, is not working like anymore. Is not working as well. Is not working, and they're not sales. And honestly, that was the first lie that I heard about myself. The first lie that I heard about myself that the promotion that I put for other businesses won't sell and won't work. In fact, I had sales, but something didn't work out. But it redirected me to another career trajectory. And my first job was a sign language interpreter. Uh, in fact, I know two sign languages: Russian Sign Language and American Sign Language. And my after that, after I got into college, I became a therapist. I became a clinical psychologist. And after that, after I graduated the college, after I started my career, I decided that I wanted to move to another country, and I moved to Chicago, which I want to tell you about a little bit. I'm going to tell you about that a little bit later. And long story short, I got a job as a software engineer, and after that, I started my coaching business. But let's start from the beginning. So, this is my great grandma. This is me in Moscow, Russia, in our apartment. And why am I telling you that? Because a lot of people, a lot of people think that and a lot of people are looking for mentors, right? But like in fact, we have mentors throughout our lives. And that was my great grandma and my grandma were first mentors in my life. And my great grandma taught me kindness, taught me understanding, taught me how to be gentle, taught me how to listen to people, and taught me how to be understanding. So if I had to pick my first mentor in my life, that was probably my great grandma. So, and this is my mom. She's retired. She's a military woman. And my mom was also my mentor. And what I learned from my mom, I probably learned discipline, and I learned like really to stick with a plan, to follow my passion, and really also it's interesting because we have such a really deep relationship with my mom because I mentor my mom and my mom provides me feedback as well. So, and this is my grandma, my mom's mom, and this is my grandma. And she taught me humor. She was a very straightforward person. So my my great grandma, she was more so like kind, like really nurturing. My mom always wanted to show me the world, that the world is a better place and stuff like that. But my grandma, she was very straightforward person, and she pretty much would be like, you know what, like that's BS, that's not working. And she was really quick, and I don't know, she was also a military woman, but I honestly think she missed out big time on a stand-up comedian career, because when she transitioned, when she passed away, because we never really die, when she passed away on her funeral, a lot of people will really remember her as a joyful person, as a funny person, and like really, we were remembering her jokes, we were remembering her sayings, because like little, like if she was on Twitter today, she would be the most, or on TikTok or Instagram, she would be the most popular creator, because she would just say the craziest stuff out there. Okay. So, and when I this is the my first career, as I said, was sign language interpreter. And um how it's related to entrepreneurship, y'all. How it is related to entrepreneurship. So I want to bring us home a little bit, because when I started doing sign language interpreting, I started doing freelancing. I started doing freelancing because when I started, like my first instinct, my first intuitive action was like really to go and sign up at the agency for sign language interpreters so I can get private clients. So it's like a bootstrap agency in a way. So I had entrepreneurial mind back then, but they didn't take me the first time. They said I don't have experience. They said I'm not qualified. They said that I won't be able to do that. And what I did back in the day, I'm dating myself. Back in the day, you could put an ad in a local newspaper and people would call you about services. And this is exactly what I did. I put an ad, like, listen, I knew back then, I knew nothing about ad. I knew nothing about how to advertise my services. I knew nothing about how to put myself out there. I literally just put a short sentence that I'm a sign language interpreter. This is the service I provide. And I literally started my first freelance business. And this is how I landed my first job offer. So my first job offer. So that was at a local university, and I was literally a few months from graduating high school, and I was looking for a job because, like, remember, I had to pay my phone bill, but I couldn't take the job right away, so they hired me as a contractor, as a freelancer. So I would work only a few hours a month, interpreting the most important lectures, and that was my first professional job. And not to mention, after that, I, like, every single emergency department knew my phone number, knew me like by name. I literally would like, and whenever something would happen, somebody would need to go to a doctor, like emergency department, police department, lawyers, judges, uh, individual clients who needed a sign language interpreter, like as soon as possible, they would get in touch with me. I wish I knew a strategy. I wish I knew how to keep going, because like, I didn't think of myself as an entrepreneur back then. I didn't think of myself as a service provider. I thought, well, that's just a side hustle. That's just a side money. But like that was my first entrepreneurial journey. That was my very first entrepreneurial journey. So and after that, I like I as I was in college, right, learning clinical psychology, I realized that I need to invest in myself, and this is my first personal development through. I was studying NLP, and I have certification in NLP, as an NLP practic, as an NLP master. I have a bunch of certifications because I realize that if I want to make it my career, right, moving forward, I need to invest in myself. I need to invest in my personal development. So saying that coaching and investing in myself, investing in my education, investing in me, like that was back in the day when I was in college, and I realized that I'm not getting the necessary knowledge that I have to provide high quality service. So, and after that, after I graduated, I did something entirely crazy. This is a picture of me in Chicago. This is my first day in Chicago in 2013. I I realized that back at home, back in Moscow, that was not the place for me. That was not the place for me. And I wanted something bigger. I had a bigger vision for myself. I had a bigger vision for myself. That's something that I was not qualified for. And how it's relevant to your business, y'all. We often think about how we're not qualified. We often think about the impossibility that we're facing with our businesses. Oh, starting business during recession is impossible. Going to college is impossible. And by the way, when I was going to college, that was also not quite possible for me because where like the colleges that I was aiming for, well, like one college that I was aiming for, they said no. And then I decided to shift and pivot, and I said, you know what? I'm working anyway, so I'm gonna enroll in a program that would allow me to work, allow me practice, have supervision from my professors, and practice my craft as I go to school. Because if you ever if you ever been a new graduate, you know that your degree doesn't give you a job. I had to earn my experience. And by the way, I got a job at my faculty as a sign language interpreter. So I would listen to all the lectures that I have to listen. So two birds, one stone. So I got the education, but like also I realized that I wanted something more, that I was created for something more, and I was not in my right place. So I moved to Chicago without work visa, without a solid plan. I literally got on the plane, like, okay, I can enter the country and I can figure it out. It was impossible. It was impossible. And speaking of impossibility, but like this is when we talk about impossibility, is where your attention goes. I talk probably with 50 lawyers who said, like, listen, man, this is impossible. Have your vacation. At the end of your time being here, go back home because it is impossible. But one lawyer decided to bet on me and said, you know what? You have a story. You have a story. And this is that. Listen, when I tell you that the power of storytelling is really powerful, it's not just in business, it's in your life. And I was able to, I was able to get all necessary paperwork to stay here for another year. And after that year, I was eligible to apply for a green card. But when I got here, like sometimes, listen, even in our businesses, sometimes when we running a business, we might think we're hitting the block. We're hitting the block that is impossible. We're hitting that zone when we think it is impossible for me to make it in my business. It is impossible for me to land customers. My niche is not right. Like we are focusing on what is not possible for us. But however, if we keep if we work by faith, if we work by faith, because sometimes our eyes see absolutely skewed reality that is not related to our future. Because if I was just making decisions based on what I see, I like, okay, I need to go back. In fact, I had two-way tickets. I had my ticket back home that I had to cancel, and it was an act of faith. Like, you know what? I'm just betting on myself. I don't have enough money to stay here for a long time, but I will make that leap of faith and I will bet on myself. You know, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of coaches fail because of the lack of faith, because of the lack of leap, because we are so focused on our impassibility that we are missing the fact that when we are in alignment, that the path will open for us. And it's exactly what happened to me. That was impossible. Me being here right now, a US citizen already, it was literally in 2013 in August. Back in Chicago, that was impossible. That was absolutely impossible. So, um, and I did it and I made it. And when people ask me, like, but how did you make it? How did you make it work? Uh, I literally, I literally say, like, listen, I don't know. It's like it must be some sort of miracle because it is some sort of miracle. And in our businesses, we often, we often, we often think that it's a lack of strategy. It's not the lack of strategy, it's a lack of faith. Because if you don't have faith, if you don't have confidence, if you don't have courage, nothing is working. So after I moved here, I switched my like I first of all, I landed my career as a counselor. I was working as a youth counselor, I was working as a case manager because my mission impossible. Again, like people say, hey, it is impossible for you to go back to your profession. You will never be a therapist. You will never counsel. You will never work with people because like your degree in America, it is something that is like people don't do that. I did it. But after that, I decided to switch my career to software engineer. Well, my first job was in tech was as a QA engineer, and not only I switched my career, I was teaching others. Like this is me on a meetup teaching others how to implement test automation spreading. And by the way, another like this is another hint from the universe, from God, about entrepreneurship, because back then I started mentoring people. I started showing people the way. I was literally sitting on a gold mine without realizing it. I was literally sitting on a gold mine without realizing it. I was teaching people how to test automation. I had my YouTube channel. And by the way, that propelled me in my career so much. And this is why I decided to start my business in 2023. I decided to start my business because, again, experience working as a therapist, as a sign language interpreter, as a software engineer, like making impossible moves. I realized that I have so much potential to create bigger and larger impact. And I started creating impact with my business. In 2023, in 2022, I had a big event happen in my life. My family life literally crumbled. And in January, I was sitting there reflecting on what happened, reflecting on my next move. And I thought my next move should be creating impact. Listen, I was not burnt out professional who wanted to get out of corporate. That was not my story. I love my corporate job. Listen, I was enjoying myself back then. I was truly enjoying myself, like teaching people how to make difference, teaching people how to do test automation, teaching people how to bet on themselves, and like getting invited to local meetups, conferences. podcast interviews. I had it all. But I thought I needed to create a bigger impact, and I started thinking about how to create my business. And here's another impossibility for you. In 2023, listen, if I ever decide, if I think about what would be the worst time to start my business in tech, that would be probably last year. That probably would be like 2023. Because if you're not in tech, what was happening in tech, a lot of layoffs. And here I am, decided to create my business, coach people how to become leaders, how to rise above, how to bounce back from a layoff, how to land leadership opportunities in the field, in the field that is literally in a way crumbling. Because listen, prior 2023, prior 2023, like tech is still very popular, but it become a very popular profession because you don't need a degree, you don't need the whole lot of like hassle. Like you need to go to a boot camp, you learn the skills, you land a job, and you land six-figure job. On paper is really easy, and a lot of people made it really easy. But guess what? In 2023, people who got in tech fairly recently, less than 10 years ago, they faced with impossible market. A lot of software developers got laid off. A lot of software developers lost their opportunities. And here I was marketing my high ticket coaching program to the industry that is full of fear, full of people who don't know what to do. And a lot of my first client, and a lot of my first coaching clients, they didn't have the whole lot of money, but they decided to bet on themselves. And later on, I realized if I can serve, because selling is serving, if I can serve and sell high ticket coaching program in the industry that is full of fear, people holding to their money, to their wallets like as never before, because there's a lot of and it's there's no guarantee, right? You pay high ticket coaching fee, like you pay $3,000 for a career coaching program, and you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't have a job. But not only I was able to sell my high ticket coaching program, I was able to deliver great results to my customers. And like I have 6 people on the screen right now, but I have way more clients to share their success story, their transformation. And this is when I decided I need to share that with other entrepreneurs. I need to share that with other entrepreneurs because I also invested heavily in myself, and I was in in 2 coaching programs. I work with 3 coaches, well, more so 4 coaches. And what I noticed, a lot of entrepreneurs missing the mark with their messaging, with their content strategy, and with their social selling, so marketing on socials. And I thought, like, okay, if I was able to do that in the industry that is full of fear, in the industry that is not like, it's not like, listen, if I landed my business probably like maybe even before the pandemic or like right around that time, like a lot of coaching businesses really grew tremendously during 2020, when everybody was on the lockdown, when nobody couldn't go anywhere. A lot of businesses were booming back then. And if I started my business back then, I would probably be further ahead, or even before that, because again, coaching business, educational business in tech, highly lucrative market, right? But I decided, like, but when I decided to answer my calling to serve people, to create better and bigger impact, that was the worst possible year. Because guess what? There's never a better time. There's never a better time to start your business. Never a better time. So like I decided to share that with entrepreneurs. And uh this is one of my clients that will share his story on Thursday with us. And this is my newer clients also, like we in my launch that offer program, that is also a mentor in building his mentorship program. I decided to teach others. And also when I started teaching other entrepreneurs, and again, I'm closer to tech. My first clients were, of course, people in tech who would like to build their mentorship program. M- My clients started implementing the strategy and they start seeing the success. And this is how I started my coaching business. And this is why I had listen, throughout my coaching career, I had strong I had strong desire to help other entrepreneurs to do what I do, to market, to sell, to position themselves in a very powerful way. And when I got success in my business, because listen, not only I started my business, when I started my business, what happened? I landed my first client, right? I was so happy, I was so excited, but then literally like few weeks later, I got laid off. Impossible, right? And what do I do after that? Well, I decided to bet on my business and I decided to keep creating impact. And I'm like, okay, like what do I do now? I can either go back to corporate, uh, probably refund my client. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do that because my client could not find help anywhere else. I was the like I was probably the only coach who could help her, who understood her situation, who had the expertise. Like, no, I'm not going to refund my client. I'm going to run with my client till the end. But also, what happened? My business started working for me because your business is working, right? Your business is working, and when your business is not working for you, when you feel a lot of resistance, when you feel a lot of friction in your business is working on you to make you a better entrepreneur, to make you a better business owner who will make it. And when you become that version of yourself, that entrepreneur, that successful entrepreneur, that fully aligned entrepreneur, your business is working for you. And my business started working for me. So I started lending clients, and my business started working. But now let's talk about the strategy. What factors will affect your business, that your business is working for you versus working on you? Number one is messaging. What is messaging? How you create, like, messaging. First of all, you need to know what problem you're solving and for who. And tomorrow we're going to talk more about messaging, y'all. Tomorrow we're going to dive deep more about messaging and magnetic messaging, magnetic outreach, and putting yourself out there. Messaging. Number two, platform. And when it comes to platform, you need to keep two factors in mind: where your people at, where your avatar is at. Is it Facebook? Is it LinkedIn? Or is it Instagram? I built my business on LinkedIn. I built my business on LinkedIn. And because here's the thing about platform. If I think about software engineers, right? For example, for my coaching business, are software engineers on YouTube? Yes, I have a YouTube channel. And in fact, I here and there I have leads here and there from my YouTube channel. But where people make a buying decision, and for my customers, People make a buying decision on LinkedIn because a lot of people come to LinkedIn to get education, to get more opportunities, to get perspective, to find experts, to find other experts. So my people make almost every single client, with the exception probably with one or maybe two, probably with one. My old clients came from LinkedIn. And when it comes to LinkedIn, it's not just having optimized LinkedIn profile. It's your messaging. I started landing like my first prospects, first people who were interested in, people started rising hands before my LinkedIn was fully optimized. And the messaging is your content. Content that is not fluff, content that delivers value, content that talks to your customer, content that makes difference for your client. That what makes difference. So lead generation, again, when it comes messaging and platform, lead generation, I find personally that it was extremely easy to generate new leads, start new conversations on LinkedIn. First of all, majority of the time, I can see what that person is about, or if that person is my ideal customer. Because, for example, on other platforms, on YouTube, I can have that conversation. I can have my Calendly link, I can have my social media links, but I don't have the control. I don't see who is watching my content. Even when people leave comments, like that profile doesn't tell me the whole lot about that customer. Does it tell me the whole lot about that person who is behind that comment? On LinkedIn is different. I see people who interacted with my content, who reacted on that content, and I can circle back, start conversation. No, LinkedIn is not like get rich quick kind of scheme. Like it's a process. It's a it's it's a consistency. It's a connection game. It's a building relationship game. But this is where lead generation starts. You start paying attention. And again, when it comes to lead generation, you pay attention to your leads. You pay attention who you attract. You pay attention to the people in your ethos. And lead conversion, again, it's when you establish that know, like, and trust factor. This is exactly why we started today with origin story. This is exactly why when I showed you how to show people the transformation, how to help people to see their transformation through your transformation. Because what is possible for me is possible for you. What was possible for me, going through impossibility of moving to another country without no rhyme or reason or any qualification criteria that would qualify me to actually safely move here, get a job, and stay here, but literally taking a leap of faith. If it's possible for me and it's possible for you to take a leap of faith and create your business. And we're talking about lead conversion, right? This is why your origin story matters. This is why your origin story is important. And in fact, if you want to see the difference in your business right now, if you're running a business, you're thinking about business, here's a homework for you. If you're not a part of my private group on LinkedIn, send me a message. I will add you to the group. Your homework is to record your origin story. Short. You don't have to go long. You don't have to go deep. You don't have to share what you don't want to share, but create your short origin story. Start practicing telling your origin story about your transformation and post it in the group. Listen, it's a private group. It's a private group. You can post it on your you can post it on your profile, or you can post it in a group and share with me. This is your homework. Share your origin story. And in fact, people who participate in my private group and share their origin story, I want to reward you. Like, I will give you a Starbucks gift card for your participation, for you getting outside of your comfort zone and telling your origin story. So, messaging messaging is probably the most important part. Platform, and working with the platform, understanding the buying behavior, or not just buying behavior, but also human behavior on that platform. What is important on that platform? How that platform works, and more importantly, where people make a buying decision. That's important. Link generation and link conversion. Link generation and link conversion. Those are very important. Like, those are very important aspects. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the challenger model. Tomorrow is we're going to talk about challenger model. And with the challenger model, it fits perfectly with shifting people's beliefs. Strategic, like you strategically educate people on the platform, or on the problem. You educate people on the problem. You lead them from the stage of unaware of the problem, when they become aware of the problem. You taking control in is important. Taking control over sale, this is what the book says, right? But it's more about your leadership. How do you lead your people? Because in order to attract people, lead people, your leadership is important. So and leading people to your solution. Now, uh I have an invitation for you. And my invitation for you is to bet on yourself. And I invite you to my coaching program, Launch That Offer. So, what is inside of my coaching offer? It's one-on-one coaching. I tailor the program specifically for your business, specifically for you. Because here's the thing. When it comes to coaching, space, we see a lot of names, we see a lot of coaches, and we see a lot of strategies. And many strategies will work, and they can work. But what we don't see a lot of in coaching space is access and support. Is access and support. Because this is what is evident in my business. When people get support, maybe you're working with a coach, but do you have the access? Do you have support? Maybe you worked with the coach before, but did you have access and support? Because a lot of the time, you get in the coaching program, you watch modules or some sort of course, right? You go through the course, and maybe you have like questions and answers call without the whole line of support, and you have like 2 minutes on the hot seat coaching call, and that's it. This is not a support. And so, and then you wondering why for other people it works and for you it doesn't. That's because of the level of support. That's because of the level of support. And this is why in my coaching program I prioritize very personal touch, working with people one-on-one, for tailoring the messaging, tailoring their business strategy specifically for their business. And you teaching them on challenge, how to implement the challenger model, how to launch your business. Not just launch your business, how to launch your program. What type of launches, or what type of launch is more sustainable and suitable for your business? How to market yours, because launch is a strategic period of time when you go for and you advertise, when you talk about your offer. Sales coaching. Sales coaching is another gap that we see, that I see in the industry. We all like sales coaching is not just a video that you have to watch. Sales coaching is not just a script that you have to memorize. Sales coaching is when you practice your sales calls with a coach, when you have real feedback, when you record your sales calls and somebody else can diagnose it. That's sales coaching. Because you can watch the video, you probably know the script for high ticket coaching sales, right? But it's practice. And in my coaching program, and actually tomorrow, when my client is going to come to the show, like join the show and talk about his experience. But this is what I'm focusing after we strategize your avatar, after we come out with a strategy and you start talking to people, we're working on sales and we're working on sales coaching and how you position yourself, because this is kind of when you go to the gym, you don't know that you may have a wrong form, you don't know that you do a wrong type of exercises. You need somebody to watch you and fix you right there and then as you're doing it. And I also teach people how to initiate the direct messages, sales conversation, sell by chat. And when I say sell by chat, it's not that you're gonna slide into somebody's DM and they're gonna buy. Like sometimes it is the case. Sometimes it is lead them organically without pitch slap, create relationship, and then get them on a consultation. And or maybe they will be ready right there and then to work with you. So that's what inside of my coaching program. And I have an early bird special for you. I have an early bird special for you because listen, social selling and marketing, like your content matters. Your content matters because for people who bet on themselves, I want to reward you all. I want to reward you all. So if you pay in full, you got 90-minute VIP session with me. You get a mic as a gift from me because sometimes when I start working with entrepreneurs, I see that problem where like people say like, "But like I don't know what tech to buy. I don't know what mic to buy. I don't know what camera to buy." I got you. Your camera can be your laptop camera to start with. It can be your phone literally, but like I like the sound is important. And I got you. Like I will send you a gift, like literally the mic that I'm using. I'm super happy with the mic. I hope the sound is good. Because listen, like my internet sometimes is funky, but this is what you get. This is what you get for like if you pay in full. So the link for the enrollment is in my bio. I will also drop the link in the chat. I will also drop the link in the chat or in the comments for this session so you can access it. If you have any problem accessing the link, let me know. Also, if you're thinking about like, is it the right decision for me? It sounds good, but I'm not quite sure. Send me a DM and I will set up a consultation call with you to help you to make a decision, to help to see if it works for you. And again, it's not just a sales call. It's really a decision call when we see if it's really right fit for you or not. So you're going to get 90 minutes with me and you're going to get the mic as a gift from me for betting on yourself. And this special offer ends on Thursday at 4 p.m. So if you wanna get VIP special, if you wanna get the mic, if you wanna have the whole 9 yards, you have time by Wednesday. And again, like as soon as you make an enrollment, as soon as we process your payment, you're gonna have direct access to my calendar. You can schedule one-on-one with me right away. You don't have to wait for anything. I will give you access to the private Slack group. I will give you access to the members only site website where you can get all of the recordings of our sessions, and you can also see my work with my previous clients as well, and with my current clients as well. So you already, like, even before we start coaching, you can get coaching from the previous calls as well, because I always deliver a lot of value. So also, I know that a lot of tech professionals are watching this presentation, maybe. And you might be thinking, I'm not sure quite on my business coaching, but I would like to be a part of Career Legacy. I'm offering you 2 for 1. If you're thinking about starting your business, but you wanna have this mentorship, this leadership on your craft, and position yourself as an expert in entrepreneurship and in your career, you have 2 for 1. Career Legacy is a group coaching program. So you're gonna be in a group of amazing engineers, and you're gonna have one-on-one business coaching with me. Same price, 2 for 1. Again, the link is in my bio. The link is gonna be in the comments for this event as well. Again, this offer, this special, like this early bird special offer, ends on Wednesday at 4 p.m. If you want to grab it, if you want to get it, you have VIP session with me. You have 2 for 1. You have by Wednesday by 4 p.m. Also, if you need to split it, if you think like, well, like that's a little like the price is a little like the price is a little like the price is a little expensive. And by the way, the pay in full price is $35.77. That's pay in full price, $35.77. And we're working together for 6 months. And it's one-on-one coaching. $35.77 for 6 months. Listen, you won't get this price anywhere else. This is like, we work one-on-one on your strategy. We work one-on-one on your messaging. We work one-on-one on your content strategy. We work on one-on-one how to use LinkedIn. We work one-on-one how to do sales conversation, and it's for $35.77. Absolutely, like, it's the most affordable offer that I ever made for the value that I provide. Listen, when I talked to one of my business coaches, she said, like, Eugene, you should sell it for 5,500. This is 5,500 offer. You should not sell it for 3,500. What? 35.77? I said, you know what? I'm gonna make it accessible for as many entrepreneurs, especially now, to get them unstuck, to lead them forward, to take them to the next step. So, but if you need to split it, you can also split it in 2 payments in 1927. So it's 2 payments, like you pay now, and then 30 days after you, like, or literally a month after, you pay another 1927. So for that, I also want to reward you, because listen, I want to reward people who say yes to themselves. I want to reward people who say yes to themselves. And for that, you're going to have VIP session with me and content strategy. Again, it's an early bird special and it's available by Wednesday. If you need to split it, you're not going to get the bike, but you are going to have VIP session with me. Because listen, I get it. Sometimes I need to split it. Sometimes I need to figure out, like, I can split it for you into payments. And the offer is available until Wednesday. So there's also one more thing. If you want to split it into 6 months, because it's 6 months program, you can split it by, like, for $750 a month for 6 months. But you're not gonna have pay in full or pay into special offer. But if you need more affordable option, the more affordable option is 750 a month for 6 months. Again, the link is in my bio, and I will drop the link. I will drop the link in the comments as well. So tomorrow, come tomorrow, we're going to talk about messaging. We're going to talk about challenger sales model, and I'm going to talk about more bonuses. So let me know what resonated with you. The homework for today. First of all, if you're not a part of my group, join the group and post your origin story. Post your origin story, y'all, because this is this is essential. Post your origin story. Post your origin story. If you need a consultation with me, send me a direct message and request a consultation. I will send you my calendar link for the consultation. But otherwise, grab the early bird special. I would like to work with you, and I will see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. So let me see. Let me check the LinkedIn. Let me know if you have any questions. So I can literally hang out here for a few seconds to answer any questions that you might have. What questions do you have for me? What questions do you have for me? Let me know if you have any questions. And I'm checking my phone. I'm checking my phone. So if you have more, if you have questions, drop them in the comments, because I will return I read all of the comments, and I will answer them either directly to you or in the comments. So with that said, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I appreciate you. And I will see you tomorrow.